It's Halloween, which means that people, including myself, have become fixated upon monsters, scares, and all things ghastly. With all the attempted scares around, I've been reminded of all the monsters I've seen over my life in the media and other things. Also, I'm saying up front, not every single monster in this video will be from a horror piece of media. The classification is that the monster just needs to have been intending to scare the audience at one point, typically in its introduction, or it scared me. Maybe that wasn't the intention of it, but it did do so, making it a ghastly thing to me at that point in my life. The scare also needs to have happened to me at some point in my memories, not just at the time of writing and recording this script, or else I wouldn't have a very long video, as not many things in media scare me right now. The tier list will be the following. Absolutely horrifying shit that I get nightmares from. Again, this isn't the stuff that scares me currently, just on my worst watch through, and this tier list is for the most scary of the scary, the stuff that haunts my dreams and makes me scared, rocking back and forth in bed. This is for the scares that scare me more than most out there, but aren't the scariest, but they might make me want to run away or scream with fear about it. That's scary. These are for the ones that scare me, but they're not the scariest. They don't make me scream or have nightmares. Just make me take a sharp inhale of air or bite my nails in fear. I'm supposed to be scared right now? This is for the stuff that is so obviously intended to scare, but just doesn't. It's just not scary. This is for the monsters that were clearly intended to scare the audience, but it didn't do so. In fact, in my case, they got a stark opposite response, that they making me laugh because of just how miraculously they failed at it. And speaking, of course, for the segment about the CGI monster from Wednesday, Season 1, when it was introduced, I was silent for a minute, just nothing, then I laughed. I fucking howled with laughter. It was just so funny to me. Like, it's clear I was supposed to be scared of it, fearful for Wednesday's life, but it failed so spectacularly and was so utterly stupid that I just laughed, just roaring with laughter. So yeah, bottom of the tier it goes. Coraline's Other Mother, top tier. Okay, this is why. I watched this movie when I was like 6 to 7 years old, and I was so frightened by the handshake scene in Coraline that I swore off horror for the rest of my life, and upheld that until I was 12 years old. I now really like Coraline and consider it a stroke of genius for kids horror, but when I was younger it was terrifying, especially the aforementioned handshake scene. But people I've spoken to were scared when they watched it as kids, but didn't react as strongly as I did. I've always been a bit of a scaredy cat, I guess, or maybe they were just braver than most. A clown from It. That's scary. I've never watched it, but I remember looking at a poster on the back of a bus at a bus stop for the movie of it, and this one to be exact, and it frightened me. The idea of a creepy clown capable of shapeshifting into your worst fears was a pretty scary concept to me. This was after Coraline and my vow to never watch horror again, plus my mother would not have let me see that movie, so I've never watched the movie, but my imagination ran wild with that little tidbit of information in this poster. I had to go off, and it made me feel a little bit scared at the time, so that's scary. It's where it goes. Batman the Animated Series, Baby Doll, that's scary. This episode was intended to scare the audience. However, it wasn't that scary as they had the superhero. It's a superhero show. Batman's going to save the civilians and put a stop to Baby Doll's schemes. So, it wasn't that scary. Until I got older and did the research into why Baby Doll, or Mary Doll as her civilian name in universe is, the way she is, and it became scary retroactively for just how realistic the whole story is. For context, Mary Dell was a child actress physically unable to age due to a genetic condition, but it was treatable. However, rather than getting the treatment, her family had her work as an actress to make them money. As an adult, she ends up going crazy due to being an adult in a child's body, kidnapping several people from her old show with the intention to kill them and herself. The ending reveals her desire to be able to grow up and be an adult. What makes this so scary is how realistic it is. So many people are exploited, especially children, leaving them with massive mental and emotional scars, and the people who exploited them typically get away scot-free. It's disgusting and it's common. That's what makes this episode so scary. It isn't the kidnapping or threat to civilians, but Mary Dell's fictional story being so realistic and easy to find similar cases in the real world. Minecraft spiders. I have arachnophobia, and at one point of time, it was so severe, I got scared by Minecraft spiders. It only happened once, but I did shriek in fear and push my chair away from the computer table. So yeah, it's definitely a second tier level of fear for me on that occasion. I'm no longer that scared of spiders in videos or real life though, and in my defense, real life spiders are super creepy. Five Nights at Freddy, absolutely horrifying shit that I get nightmares from. So I lapsed only once in my promise to not get involved with horror of following Coraline, and it was when I was 10. I was talking to a friend of mine who told me about Five Nights at Freddy and its lore. I did ask questions and was pretty curious about it, and probably would have gotten deeper into it had it not been for later that day when at night time I became convinced that the animatronics would kill me, and my mum and my sister had to calm me down. The next day I said no to my friend who brought me a personal copy of a Five Nights at Freddy book to show me, because I was simply put too scared by Five Nights at Freddy, and I'd been told not to inquire more by my family, and quite frankly, I agreed. It was scary shit to 10-year-old me. Not so much anymore. I'm largely indifferent to Five Nights at Freddy. Maybe if I did more research into it, I might be scared by it, but I'm not that interested in doing that. So in present day, I'm pretty apathetic to Five Nights at Freddy. However, it still goes in absolutely horrifying shit I get nightmares from, because that's what happened the first time. I hope you enjoyed this tier list, and if you did, please consider liking and sharing this video, subscribing for more content. My next video will be my personal thoughts on upcoming DC projects. I've uploaded a speed edit of me doing a witch in my art style to go along with this video, and it matches the Halloween theme. Lastly, if you want to comment, I have an idea to maybe do your own tier list in the comments section. Whether you just want to tier list the monsters I used for this video, or put together a completely different tier list of monsters, all will be welcomed and all will be equally fascinating for me. See you next time.